Hi, I'm Lisa with Craft Your Practice, and this is episode 8, What to Do First. This is the question I probably get asked more than anything else. A therapist decides that they want to start a private practice. And the first thing that they do is they Google it, and within 15 minutes, they are overwhelmed because every blog, every course, and every Facebook group gives them a different answer about where to start. Get your NPI. No. Build your website first. No. Choose your niche first. No. Get credentialed first. And they end up paralyzed, doing nothing because they are terrified of doing it in the wrong order. So today I am going to give you the order, not a suggestion, the actual sequence of steps in the order that makes the most structural sense. This is what I wish someone had told me, and it's what I tell every therapist that I work with. So the order that worked, I'm going to walk you through 10 steps in order. You don't need to finish one completely before starting the next. Some of these run in parallel with each other, but this is the structural sequence that prevents you from having to go back and redo things from the start. So step 1, get your license sorted out. Nothing else matters if your license is not active. If you are pre-licensed, find out exactly what you need to complete. Supervised hours, exams, applications, get that moving first. If your license is already active, confirm it is in good standing and that you have your license number ready because you're going to need it for everything that follows. So step number 2, choose your business structure. Before you register, decide how your business will be set up and structured. So sole proprietorship, LLC, PLLC, S Corp, each has different implications for liability, taxes, and credentialing. So talk to an accountant or an attorney. Do not skip this. A wrong structure is harder to fix later than it is to set it up right now. So once you decide, register with your state. And then step 3, get your EIN and your NPI. Your EIN is your tax ID number, and you get it from the IRS, and it takes about 5 minutes online. And your NPI is your national provider identifier, and you get it from NPPES, and it is also free and fast. You need both of those before you can do almost anything else. Your NPI for credentialing, insurance, panels, and most EHR systems. So step number 4, get malpractice insurance. This needs to happen before you see your first client and before you start credentialing. So most insurance panels require that you have proof of malpractice insurance coverage as part of your application. So companies, HPSO and CPH and associates are common options. This is usually straightforward and takes a day or two. Step number 5, set up your CAQH profile. CAQH is centralized database that insurance companies use to pull your professional information. So almost every credentialing application will reference your CAQH profile. Fill it out completely. Upload all of your documents and attest, meaning you confirm the information is correct and current. Do not skip any fields. CAQH profile is the single biggest cause of credentialing delays. Step number 6, start credentialing now that your CAQH is complete. Start submitting applications to the insurance companies and panels. This process takes 60 to 120 days on the average. So the sooner you start, the better. I covered this in detail in episode 6, so go back and watch that one if you haven't already. The key point here is that you do not wait for credentialing to finish before doing everything else. So you start it and then you keep building while it processes. So step number 7, choose and set up your EHR. Your EHR is your electronic health record system, is the operational backbone of your practice. It handles scheduling, notes, billing, telehealth, consent forms, and client communication. Options like Simple Practice, Therapy Notes, and Jane popular for a reason. Pick one, set it up, and build your intake forms and templates. Do this now while credentialing is processing so that you're ready to see clients the moment that you're approved by the panel. So, step number 8, build your policies and paperwork before your first client walks in or logs on. You need informed consent, intake forms, a cancellation policy, payment policy, and a communication policy and a good faith estimate under the No Surprises Act. Write these in plain language, put them in your EHR, have them ready before you need them, because trying to draft policies after you've already have a client coming through your door is stressful and sloppy. So step number 9, create your onboarding presence now. Build your website and set up your profiles on directories like Psychology Today, Therapy Den, or Inclusive Therapists. The reason this comes after your business structure, EHR, and policies is that you need these things in place before you can accurately represent your practice. So you need to know your fees, your insurance situation, your policies, and your niche before you put yourself out there. Your website does not need to be fancy. It needs to be clear who you are, who you help, how to contact you, and what to expect. That's enough. Step number 10, start seeing clients. If your credentialing is still processing, start with private pay. So offer super bills for out-of-network reimbursement and get your intake flow running. See real people in real sessions. Do not wait for everything to be perfect. Perfect does not exist. Your practice starts when you start doing the work. So why this order matters. The reason this sequence works is that each step depends on the one before it. You can't credential without an NPI. You can't set up an NPI without a business structure. And you can't build honest marketing without knowing your fees and your policies. And you can't see clients safely without malpractice insurance and your proper intake paperwork. So when people get overwhelmed, it is usually because they are trying to do step 9 before step 3. The order removes the chaos, that remove the work. There's a lot to do, but it gives you a clear path through it. The most common wrong order mistakes. Let me tell you what I see people do, because learning from other people's mistakes is free, actually. So, mistake 1, building a website before choosing a business structure. Now you have a beautiful website with the wrong business name, the wrong entity type listed, and you have to redo it. Or worse, you're taking client inquiries before you have malpractice insurance or a proper consent form. Mistake number 2, starting credentialing before completing CAQH. This one wastes months. You submit applications, they pull your CAQH, and it is incomplete. They reject or delay, and now you're back at square one, except you have lost 60 days. So that's 2 months. Mistake number 3, choosing an EHR before understanding your insurance model. If you're going to bill insurance, you need an EHR that handles claims, or you can have somebody else do it. If you're private pay only, your needs are a lot different, and the EHR decision should come after you know your business model. Mistake 4, posting on Psychology Today before you have your policies, fees, or a way for clients to schedule. Someone finds your profile, calls you, and you have no answer to basic questions like, how much do you charge? What is your cancellation policy? Or how do I book? That first impression matters, and you don't get to get a second one usually. So, mistake 5, seeing clients before having the proper intake process. This one is more common than you would think. A friend of a friend needs therapy. You say yes, and suddenly you're doing clinical work without informed consent. So, without a proper, without a business bank account for the payment, do not do this. The structure comes first. What can run in parallel? I want to be clear that you do not have to do every step sequentially before touching the next one. Some of these can overlap once you have submitted your credentialing paperwork and application. Step 6, steps 7 through 9 can all happen simultaneously. You can set up your EHR, write your policies, and build your website all at the same time while you wait for panels to process. Your NPI and your EIN can often be obtained on the same day. So your malpractice insurance can usually be secured within 48 hours of applying. The key is that the order matters for dependencies, not for rigid scheduling. Think of it like building a house. You can't put up the walls before the foundation is poured, but you can plan the framing goes up. How long does all of this take? If you're starting completely from scratch, license in hand, but nothing else set up, here's a rough timeline. Week 1, your business structure, your EIN, your NPI, malpractice insurance, all of this can happen in a few days if you're focused. Week 2, CAQH profile completed and attested. Start submitting credentialing applications. Weeks 3 through 8, set up your EHR, write your policies and your intake forms, build your website, set up directory profiles, and start networking with referral sources. Weeks 8 through 16, credentialing, approvals start coming in, begin seeing insurance client, and that's a great feeling as panels approve and continue building private pay caseload. By month 4 or 5, most therapists following this order have a functioning practice with clients, systems, and at least a few active insurance panels. That's slow. That's building something that holds up, is solid. And one more thing, I want to say this directly because I think that it matters. You don't need to have everything figured out before you start. You need to have the structural pieces in place, your license, your business entity, your insurance, your systems, but your niche, your brand, your ideal client, your long-term vision, those things sharpen over time. They sharpen by doing the work, not by thinking about the work. So start, build, adjust. That's how every good practice gets built. So to recap, your order is license, business structure, EIN, NPI, malpractice insurance, CAQH, credentialing, EHR, policies, online presence, and then start seeing clients. That's the sequence. Follow it, and you will save yourself months of confusion. And if you want all of this laid out in one place, with worksheets and checklists. Grab a copy of Craft Your Practice, a companion workbook. It walks you through every step. The links are in the description, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.